I said, why would you choose me, man? Why me? And it was just the conviction of me, because it's always been titled like, I don't know if you've been titled. I know I have. The black sheep, the one that ran away, the prodigal son. As a matter of fact, it's written. That was like my first tattoo ever.
Hmm.
Prodigal son. That was my very first tattoo. Again, out of rebellion, I go and get a tattoo claiming and giving myself that title of being a prodigal son, running from the truth, running from God.
Wow.
And he says, but I chose you. Not only we didn't pick him, but he chose. And he says, but I chose you and appointed you that you can go and bear fruit, that your fruit shall remain, and that whatever you do and you ask in my Father's name through me shall be done.
Shall be done.
That to me, have you ever felt like I'm speaking for myself, and there's probably someone out there. They never feel good enough because religion kind of just beat them down so much
Yeah.
that they ran and they felt almost in bondage.
Mm-hmm.
Does that ever happen to you?
Oh man, absolutely. It's funny if you're talking from coming out of organizations and really religious type of situations. I'll never forget. I sat in a house across town here in Houston
Mm.
as I was leaving out of that organization that I grew up in that just very religious space, right? And they said, a great man said to me, if you're doing this because you want to be able to wear shorts, grow a beard, go to the movies, watch television, go to these things, he said, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons.
Oh wow.
And I always held on to that. But it wasn't until several years ago, and this is what I would say to that. God didn't free us from something. He freed us to become something.
Oh, that's great, man.
So we're never free from, we're free to become. Become everything that we're supposed to be, everything that we're called to,
That's good.
everything that our wives are called to, our kids are called to.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, he did choose us to bear fruit and to go after it because it's set up. It's set up before us. It's there. It's literally there for the taking.
Wow, man.
So my philosophy on that is, yeah, I wasn't free. I was living out somebody else's projected destiny of my life. But when I became truly free, it wasn't about me being free from all the religious, what we call holiness standards.
Mm,
That I still have a holiness standard that is some stronger than those that
I
wear
agree.
wear things
I
because I got
agree.
some non-negotiables in my life that I won't cross.
That's true. I'll die in that hill too.
So my non-negotiables, man, if you want to talk non-negotiables and you want to talk a standard, whew, I'll talk it with you. But I became free to become all that God has called me to do.
That's fire.
And if anything comes out of this, I want to free fathers to be. It's not about getting freedom from your porn addictions or your alcohol addictions or from wasting all your checks and all your rent money on and gambling it away or just being molested as a child. That's a hard one that men won't talk about.
Yeah.
It's not about getting free from all of that, but it's being free to being able to stand up and say, that's not who I am, but this is who I am.
This is
And
true.
this is who I want you to be, my son, my daughter.
Final thought. You said enough. It's a mic drop moment. What would you say to someone that's struggling with that right now, personally right now? And we'll have Justin back along with Melanie. Um, so much to talk. We're short on time now, but what would you tell a viewer that's gone through some really serious possible church hurt, maybe loss of identity, maybe don't know what they need to do, they don't know who they are, they don't know what to do. Maybe they just stumbled across our channel and this dialogue and this conversation and they have no hope. What would you tell them?
Hmm. You know, um, at the end of the day, hope is not lost.
Mm.
Hope is not lost. And you said something at the beginning of this, and I will tell you this: love wins.
Every time.
Love wins. And a good friend of mine said this, but it came from a great man, Dr. Don, and he said, psychology and therapy and psychoanalysts, they can tell you what's wrong with you, but they can't put you back together. One of my cousins wrote a song back in the day and said, he put my life back together again. He constructed broken pieces that were shattered by sin. The day Jesus found me, I was at my wit's end. He put me back together again.
Amen.
And basically, he was just saying, at the end of the day, everything that you faced in your life, it all comes back. We could take it back to a relationship that's fractured. Mom, dad, brother, uncle, aunt, bullied, something in your life.
Something.
Somebody let you down.
Yeah, that's just facts.
Somebody let you down.
Something.
And like the prodigal, you find yourself in the pig pen. You find yourself in the pit. And I would just tell you this, that your best days haven't been lived yet. Your best days have not been lived yet. And a friend of mine said it this way. He said, I realized when all the dust had settled, I had lived out all of my bad days. And all I could do now is have good days.
Wow.
And I'm looking at him going, yeah, I know what you've gone through. Wow. So if you're in that space, totally broken, everything just at that space, look at it from this perspective. God says, you've lived out all your bad days. Give me a try.